guys, what is going on? Chris here with Shughead Gaming, bringing you my review for Transpose, developed by Secret Location and releasing on the Oculus Rift, the HTC Vive, and PSVR this November 6th for an estimated retail price of $20. Of course, that's depending on your region. Transpose is a dreamlike, gravity-defying VR puzzle game set in a mesmerizing, surreal world with impossible architecture and scale that enables players to shift perspectives in ways not possible in any other medium. The game challenges players to solve physics puzzles as they explore an extraordinarily fantastic world. This all sounds good, but is it fun? Let's find out. As always, guys, if you like this video, please hit that like button. And if you want to see more PSVR content from me, please consider subscribing. And for updates, hit that bell icon. As always, graphics are up first. For those of you who played Hidden Location's first foray into VR, Blasters of the Universe, expect more of the same high-quality graphics seen in that title. Transpose takes a similar aesthetic approach as Blasters, keeping the world sharp and clean, with just enough detail to keep things interesting. With no apparent pro upgrade, jagged edges do crop up a bit on the edges in the distance, but it's nothing too distracting. The color palette again skews to the late 80s retro sci-fi side of things. While not as full-on retro throwback as Blasters, the visual choices here work nicely and give the game a cool otherworldly vibe. Hub worlds, of which there are 3, are specifically well rendered, unique, and with some great sense of height to boot. Effects-wise, shadow work is at a minimum, but some cool lighting effects steal the show and continue to contribute to the overall sci-fi aesthetic. Draw distance is thankfully on point, as many of the levels are large in size, and clearly seeing the whole map and its various levers and portals is finally your avatar body, while lacking in detail and a lower torso, looks and feels great as you move and flex in the world. It's always awesome to see developers give us more than just hands. All in all, a substantially more ambitious game than Blasters of the Universe, Secret Location chooses a simple yet clean and slick style and delivers a very solid looking second VR game to the masses. And that brings us to sound. Again, in keeping with a similar style as Blasters of the Universe, here Secret Location has chosen to once again grace us with a cool sci-fi inspired synthwave score. Not nearly as poppy as Blasters' soundtrack, here the tone is much more mellow and nuanced. More variety would have been appreciated though, as song monotony did set in, and even more noticeable when stuck on a puzzle. The rest of the sound mix serves the game well and gets the job done while maintaining the overall futuristic soundscape created by the music. The game opts to tell its narrative through text and images, so there's no voice acting to speak of. All in all, a very solid sound package that doesn't strive to be great, but definitely serves the overall experience just fine. And finally, that brings us to gameplay. If you watch my channel, then you likely know I'm not a huge puzzle game guy, so it was with some apprehension that I jumped into Transpose. Simply put, this is the type of puzzle game I want to play in VR. Here, Transpose delivers a game experience that really could only be properly realized in the VR medium. The premise for any of the 35 levels is the same. Retrieve the power cube from somewhere in the level and bring it to the input device. This opens up new levels in the hub world and additionally powers up your gate in that completed level, which is your ticket to the hub yourself. Simple in premise, yes, but much more complicated and fun in practice. Here in Transpose, levels are designed in a way in which they simply cannot be completed by a single person. As a result, you must begin to think multidimensionally, as you clone yourself in order to do multiple tasks at the same time. The game starts slow, giving you basic puzzles requiring you to do something simple such as cross a gap, and then throw the cube to what will become your future self. As levels progress, so does the complexity of levels, also adding new abilities to your repertoire. The real fun comes in when you realize that every clone of yourself happens in real time and from the same starting point. In practice, this could mean you need to run across the level in order to reach, say, a platform before one of your other selves activates said platform from a prior saved move. In turn, if you find yourself waiting as your slow as shit other selves do the same puzzled back and forth you just did previously, look to your arm and here you will find a handy dandy fast forward option. To help you jump through levels, you are given the ability to teleport to certain transport paths. The trick there being you don't teleport until you complete or end a given move. In simplest terms, you record your move. There is no time limit for this, but once completed, you must choose to save it and move on, or cancel it and transport back to the last teleport pad you visited. The amount of clones you are allowed grows as you progress, but be warned, as levels get more complex, you will find yourself needing to plan very carefully and manage your available clones. This all might sound very complicated, and it very well could have been, but here, Transpose doles out tasks and abilities in a manner that really does make sense, and it doesn't overwhelm. Instead, you will likely begin to play with glee as you realize there is some flexibility to how levels are completed, allowing creativity in how you, yourself, him, and that other guy complete any given level. As you continue to progress, time isn't the only constant Transpose throws out the proverbial window. Physics also become obsolete, and you will find yourself literally looking up at your past self upside down while you catch a cube you had previously thrown upwards. You might also find yourself jumping on a platform that might have one of you on the other side of it. This freedom of thought and creativity is truly something to experience in VR, and a very unique and amazing gaming experience, combining such games as Lemmings and Portal with a healthy dose of quantum mechanics to provide a puzzle and gaming experience you have never tried before. Further, puzzles here are intelligently designed and encourage trial and error. I rarely found myself completely baffled, as I found the name of each level worked well as a hint of the level's solution. In addition, ghost images can be seen at various parts in each level, giving hints on what might be required. The game is played from a first-person experience, and as such is hindered slightly by some of VR's more irritating control tropes. Here I am talking about mandatory click turning and no ability to move backwards. Transpose is controlled using 2 controllers. Tracking of these is fantastic, and a moderate amount of room is recommended as you will be moving your arms all about, whether you are standing or sitting. And that brings us to fun factor in my final review. Transpose is an awesome and innovative VR game of the best kind. Secret Location have created a game that is not only innovative, but also a lot of fun, while really utilizing VR to its full potential. While playing this game, I was reminded of how To the Top made me feel during my first playthrough. As you know, I hate number ratings and instead rate games on a scale of buy, wait for a sale, or burn it to the ground. With almost 8 hours of content spread across 35 levels, Transpose is great bang for your buck. For puzzle fans, this is an absolute must-buy as you will love the challenge and the innovation at hand. Non-puzzle gamers? Well, I'm one of you, and I found myself enjoying this game immensely despite my irritation with most puzzle games. Transpose manages to elevate itself above the puzzle genre and instead sits somewhere truly unique. I encourage you all to put this on your game list as this is destined to become a hidden PSVR gem. That's it for me, guys. If you like this video, please hit that like button. And if you want to see more PSVR content from me, you know the deal. Please consider subscribing. And for updates, hit that bell icon. I'll catch you guys on my next video.